Giant sit-in in the House. It is historic, led by John Lewis. It started yesterday. It has gone for over 11 hours. It did until it was ended in the middle of the night. The Republicans somehow came in between 2 to 3 in the morning and passed a Zika bill for $1.1 billion. They even funded parts of the Pentagon for over $80 billion. But meanwhile, the Democrats were giving speeches. They were chanting, "Shame, shame." Any reference to Game of Thrones, even if it is accidental, is one that is highly encouraged on the Young Turks. So that happened. One of the things that I loved about this was it brought in different people, including senators. Remember, this is in the House, but some of the Democratic senators also came in, including this guy. Oh, look at that. He's burning down the House. No, okay, not really, but there he is, Bernie Sanders. And then, odd bedfellows, because here's Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Interesting. Okay, no, she gave a great speech, by the way, about Gabby Giffords. Remember, Gabby Giffords, Democratic Congresswoman, shot in a mass shooting and permanent damage. She's had to resign from the House. And of course, so many others were killed in that shooting in Arizona. And so, meanwhile, another Congresswoman, by the way, came in and talked about how she had been shot. And now that was from a while back. She was shot during the Jonestown Massacre back in 1978. She was shot 5 times. And she gave a moving speech about how the bullets felt as they ripped through her body and how it feels to be permanently disfigured from those 5 bullets. She was a congressional aide back then. Her boss, a congressman, was murdered in the Jonestown Massacre along with 4 others. So she brought the bullet with her, still in an FBI bag. She said she'd never shown it in public before, but she wanted people to understand the severity of this and to understand how personal it is. It's not a theoretical conversation. These shootings happen. They happen to real people. The bullets wind up somewhere, and 5 of them wound up in her body. So a lot of emotional speeches. I loved that actually it brought people together, including Sanders and Wasserman Schultz. And then people started showing up outside the building, and they started to gather and supporting the sit-in. I mean, look, it is a wonderful moment when you basically have civil disobedience within the House. Remember, we did civil disobedience in Democracy Spring a couple of months ago outside of the Capitol, and we broke the record for a number of people who were arrested in a single day at the Capitol, 432. Over the course of the week, 1,400 people were arrested. Now we're beginning to have civil disobedience inside the House. That's fantastic, and led by John Lewis, a civil rights leader who knows a thing or two about civil disobedience and sit-ins. So this is a powerful, powerful moment. Obviously, the Republicans can't stand it. They left for most of the time. They ordered C-SPAN to shut down the cameras. The only video that is available is through Periscope and Facebook Live. And so, and C-SPAN says, hey man, we're desperate to have the cameras back on, and we are actually taking footage from those mobile cameras and putting it on C-SPAN, but whoever controls the House literally controls the cameras. So they shut it off. And now, to be fair, Nancy Pelosi also didn't want C-SPAN, for example, to get crowd shouts of the rest of Congress when she was in charge. Now, there was no similar moment, as far as I can recollect, where Nancy Pelosi shut off the cameras when Republicans were speaking. But nonetheless, the House, whoever is controlling the House, does control the cameras. That's why C-SPAN couldn't continue to roll their cameras. And there's a great moment of irony there, because just a couple of days ago, Paul Ryan was railing against the executive branch. We need transparency. Why was something about the Orlando shooter redacted? It is unacceptable. Except now you apparently hate transparency so much, you won't even allow the cameras to continue rolling. So did they finally get their vote? You remember what they were asking for is 2 simple votes. Can we make sure that we don't have people on a terrorist watch list getting weapons? One of the chances, no fly, no buy. They're on a no-fly list. If they can't fly in an airplane, if we deem them that dangerous, can we also make sure that they're not allowed to buy heavy-duty weaponry that they can use, because that would also be dangerous. Now, some people complain about that. And by the way, some civil libertarians, ACLU does, and some progressives complain about who's on the terrorism watch list. I hear you. But you can fix the list. To me, that is a different issue. And then there I'm going to be your ally in fixing the list. But if we say they can't fly, it's insane. If the list exists and you say these people are so dangerous, we can't let them anywhere near a plane, well, then obviously they're also dangerous enough that they shouldn't be allowed to buy an assault weapon that they could use. So to me, that's the most obvious thing in the world. I understand disagreements about it, but at a bare minimum, what the Democrats are asking for is not to win on the issue, but to get a vote on the issue. By the way, 85% of Americans agree with us that people who are on the no-fly list, the terrorism watch list, should not be able to buy weapons. And then the second vote they're asking for is federal background checks. 92% of Americans agree with that. And even though the Republicans had time to appropriate money for defense spending, a little ironic, they had money for those weapons, but they did not have time, they said, to have a vote on the two bills that the Democrats are asking for to stop weapons inside this country. And they adjourned till past 4th of July. It's not, and they didn't say it, but they might as well have. The Republicans basically saying, well, what would we do anyway? After we gave the money to the defense contractors, et cetera, and to all of our corporate friends, we have nothing left to do. We don't want to regulate anything. We don't want the government to actually function properly. So we're largely on vacation most of the time anyway. Great, another vacation. Thanks, Democrats. And they walked out. So look, even though they didn't get the vote, this is the beginning of a different era of protests. And so it is both important and, in my opinion, wonderful. Really well done by House Democrats. We have criticized them in the past for not fighting hard enough. They have begun that fight now. You might think it's a little late and you might want it on other issues. But hey, we have started. So I applaud that. Let us continue. Remember, the struggle continues.